All right, we're going to go over the newest update here with the 0dte Credit Spread Indicator version 2.3. So I'm going to go over every little thing that's in it, and the best way that you can do it, find out what works for you, is just click on this little settings here. And right now I have basically everything turned off, and I'll turn it on and off so you can see kind of the difference here. I have the backtest table on, as you can see right here, but typically when I trade, I have that thing off because I don't really care. This is all information purposes only. The credit that it shows on the chart is close but not exact. It will never be exact simply because we have to be kind of compliant with a lot of rules with TradingView's script, and I can't, force it to be correct. So it's going to be close. It uses a mathematical model to determine an approximation of the credit. So whatever your brokerage shows will be the obviously actual credit. But for all purposes right now, we'll have this on, and you can kind of see how it changes here. So with everything basically turned off in the last 100 days, as you can see from up here, this is the results. So what is enable early entry? So if I click that, what that does is it looks for signals within the first hour of the day. So if I have the early entry on right now, it will look for signals such as this put credit spread signal triggered within the first 30 minutes of the day. If I have this off, it will ignore all signals in that first hour of the day. So depending on how you trade, you can either have that on or off. As you know, in the first hour of the day, volatility is pretty high, credits are pretty high. So if you're the type of person that wants to take advantage of the higher credit during the day, during the beginning of the day, you can do that. But if you want to kind of play it a little bit safer and not take advantage of that higher volatility, then turn it off. So I'll have it on for right now. And then allow both PCS and CCS same day. That's basically like an iron condor if the conditions are met. So if I have that, it will look for put credit spreads and call credit spreads the exact same day. And what happens is if one is triggered, then it looks for the opposite. So you can see here, one was triggered, and I know some people say, hey, it happened at the same time. It actually is programmed not to do that. As you can see here, one triggers, and then the very next candle, that one triggers. Same thing here, this one triggered, and then this one triggered shortly after. So there's a difference in those ones as well. The stop loss line, that's basically your strike line, however you want to call it, SL or strike line or stop loss. That's basically that will be that line there. Those are your sell legs. If you want to show take profit lines as well on the chart, so if you're one of those type of people that kind of scalps, where I'm just looking for the quick move, you'll have that take profit line there, and that line will be determined from here. So this will be 50% of your credit, or if you want to go 90% of the credit, you'll see how these kind of adjust depending on whatever I have the take profit fraction of the credit. Those lines will adjust as you can see there. I'll turn this off for right now just so my chart stays a little bit cleaner. Show signal level line. This is something that was added more recently. What it basically does is it's kind of letting you know, like, hey, stop what you're doing, pay attention, because price has now crossed this line and things could kind of go away or kind of get away from you pretty quickly. So it creates these little dash lines. So what you do is basically take a look out for those lines to see if price ever crosses that. So for example, this was a good one here the other day. Call credit spread was triggered here, and so basically saying, hey, if price ever crosses this, watch out. As you can see, it didn't. As far today, call credit spread was triggered here. If price ever crosses that dash line, pay attention. So if you got in, you'd be paying attention all day. And as you can see, yes, it worked out, but you probably should be paying attention all day to that. And then the dynamic diagonal line. So this is basically a fast and easy way to take time of entry to the end of the day, and it draws a line to your strike line. So this is where I entered, this is the end of the day, this is my strike line, so it creates a diagonal on that. And the nice new thing about this update is that when you do alerts, you can do alerts for just put credit spreads, call credit spreads, stop loss, or take profit. But then I also added these, the diagonal hit or the signal line hit. So you can set an alert for after you get into a position. You can set alert for, hey, I want to know when price hits my diagonal. I can either do it, right away, or wait for the bar to close. However you want to do it, it's up to you. So you can set that alert. So if the alert goes off, obviously take a look. If it doesn't ever go off, then you're sitting pretty good. All right, next, backtest days. If you change this to a certain number of days, it will look back that many days, and your chart will be adjusted as well. But keep in mind something, your chart, your backtest days only looks back as far as TradingView allows your plan. So if you're on a plan like a free plan, you might not have that many look back days versus someone who might have like the ultimate plan where they can look back 500 days or more. So this will basically only look back as far as your plan is able to. The only show signals at or above percent. This is pretty self-explanatory. Right now I just have it at 0, but if I don't want to see a 16% play, I type in, let's say, a 20%. This will basically hide anything that is less than 20% because it's going to only show signals that are at or above 20%. So as you can see here, it goes away. Now it's only showing things that are above 20%. Next one, backtest evaluation method. Again, this is just for the backtest table. You could either do it for the end of day close, or if it crosses that stop loss line or your strike line there. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is all information purposes, so it's up to you. Block signals in the last final end minutes of the session. This, again, up to you. I typically don't like trading in the last 30 minutes, so I have it for the last 30 minutes to not show me in signals. But if you want, you can just put it at 0, or you can uncheck this and it will update however. Or if you don't want to trade in the last power hour, you can change it to 60. So again, I usually do it for 30. Stop loss mode. This will either be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or max loss of your credit. Again, all for the backtest table stuff. It has nothing to do with the signals that are on the chart. It's just for backtest. However you want to trade, you want to stop out at 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or a max loss, depending on how the end of day close is or stop loss close is. Again, we've already went over the take fraction of the credit. Again, all that has to do is with the backtest table. Strike offset. Something I added very recently. What that does is, so right now the default is 0. If I change it positive, you'll see this start to go up. If I change it negative, you'll see this start to go down. So if I have it 2, all this is going to do is move up 2 increments of 5. And for put credit spreads, all this will do is move down 2 increments of 5 to kind of adjust how you want. I know some people like to play with strikes that are way out of the money, so they might do 4 or 5 and it just strikes that are way out there. Or if you're the type of person that wants to go try to get a higher credit by playing closer to in the money, you can do that. That's what the negative value is for. So you'll see these adjust even closer if that's your type of trading that you like to do. As you can see here, it obviously impacts the backtest table, but this is not something that you would want to hold for a long period of time. This is something that maybe you're scalping, and I'll show you what that is like here in just a little bit. This is the new one though, the adaptive offset. So it's when enabled, strike offset is automatically tied to the signal confidence unless a fixed adaptive credit target is selected. Manual strike offset is ignored while adaptive offset is on. So if I do this, basically what this is going to do is the lower the confidence here, the higher this will go. And the higher the confidence, the lower it will go. So basically it will adapt depending on the confidence. So here this is saying, hey, the confidence is very low, 16%. And as you can see, we're kind of right on that one. So it's saying get a credit that's only $5. Way out there. Good luck getting that filled though. So here's a 51% confidence saying, hey, get a $20 credit because it's a lower confidence. So that's with it as a default. But what you can do is you can select any one of these and say, hey, I only want to see $50 credits. So what this will do is this will adjust the strike line or your stop loss line to only show a $50 credit each time. So it's saying this would be about a $50 credit each time. Sometimes it might be off by plus or minus 5 or 10 simply because there isn't a credit that's in the $50 or 50 cent range. So it's going to be the next closest one here. it'll be close to 50, but not necessarily at 50. Or if you're the type of person that wants to do, I don't know, way out of the money, I only want to see $25 credits. Everything that'll show on there will be at that 25-cent credit on your chart. Okay, waiting for this to load so we can kind of see it in real time here. There it goes. Oh, $25 credit, $25 credit here. I didn't have 25. The next closest one was about 30. So you can kind of see. And again, everything is impacted by the backtest table here. Total number of contracts. So if you're trading one contract, then you'd have one. If you're trading 10 contracts, then you'd have 10. This is contracts closed at take profit level. So if I want to hold 10 contracts through the end of the day, that's what this is saying. 10 contracts. I'm not closing any. I'm waiting for this end of the day close here. But if you're the type of person that says, I want to hold 9 contracts and let one run until the end of the day, that's what this would show. I'm holding 10, I'm closing 9 if it gets to this level here. So holding 10, if it gets to this take profit level of 50%, I will close lot 9, leave one running till the end of the day. And that's what this table will show here. Okay. Typically how I trade though, I like to have my chart nice and clean. So I go to the clean chart and I turn my backtest table off because I don't like all this clutter on here. I like to just have it nice and clean. And I'm typically going for, both the put credit spread and call credit spread the same day. That's kind of what I'm looking for. If I can leg into it, great. If not, then that's okay too. And that's it. That's everything.